everybody, welcome back to another Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday. So today is April 11th, but by the time you're seeing this, it will be April 14th. And on April 14th, I will be at a cabin in the woods. I am going to Tofino, to a cabin in the woods, with a bunch of my friends for 3 days, and I'm very excited but very nervous because I love horror movies, and of course I had to go watch Cabin in the Woods before I stay at a cabin in the woods. So today's Freaky Friday is none other inspired by Cabin in the Woods. Today we're going to be talking about some facts you didn't know about the movie, and of course we're also going to be talking about murders that have happened at cabins. Real murders. Not movies. Real ones. There's been some pretty spooky murders at cabins, and they've been recent. Some of them. So definitely when I was doing this research for this video, I don't know if I actually want to go stay in the cabin, but we will. So today is going to be inspired by, obviously, cabins, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Today we're going to be talking about real murders that happen at cabins. If you do not want to listen to this, feel free just to mute and watch along. Number 1. The Blue Mountain Shootings. This case happened October 2nd, 2013 in Oregon's Blue Mountains. A 14-year-old boy had been staying in a hunting cabin with his foster father, his foster father's uncle, and 2 other men. The boy had a history of mental illness, and after years and years of abuse, he said that he became frightened and shot both his foster father and the uncle, killing the 2 men. After shooting him, he tried to run away but accidentally shot himself in the leg and returned to the cabin. The 2 other men found him there and held him at gunpoint until the cops arrived and arrested him. Number 2. In January 1973, 4 teenage boys, 2 of them 18, 1 was 15, and 1 was 19, were camping in a solidly built makeshift cabin in Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. On February 6th, they met a guy who said what they were doing was illegal and said to leave. They didn't believe him and stayed. The man found them and shot them all. The bodies were found 4 weeks later. It turns out the killings were done by the serial killer Herbert Mullins. He started killing in 1972 and eventually was arrested with 13 killings. Number 3. A retired couple were staying in their cabin when a troubled 15 and 16-year-old from a nearby at-risk youth camp broke out and broke into the cabin. They stabbed the couple to death and started to rob the place. The neighbors saw them, tried to load the stuff up, and held them at gunpoint until the police arrived. Number 4. December 1990. A family traveled to a cabin in Utah mountains to visit their mother, mother-in-law, and grandmother. The cabin was only accessible by snowmobile in the winter. On December 23rd, the family were running out to get errands around 3:30. 3 of the members returned to the cabin to find 2 strange men in the house. The 2 men were 25 and 21. They were on parole and were living in a halfway house. They were there for hours, ate the food, opened the Christmas presents, and more. The one boy, who was 21, shot 2 of the women and took the last one hostage. The father and the daughter arrived, and the 25-year-old held them at gunpoint. The 25-year-old shot the father and took the daughter and the other woman and made them drive them to safety. The father survived and found his brother who was driving up to the cabin. The father drove on a snowmobile to find the brother. They contacted the police. The 21-year-old was sentenced to death, and the 25-year-old got life in prison. That really shows a father's love. To ease up the video here are some crazy facts about Cabin in the Woods. Number 1. The opening scene was meant to confuse people. The opening where they were in the hall talking about child-proof cabinets and office betting pools. This was to make people think they were in the wrong movie. Number 2. The movie was inspired by nukes at Los Alamos. The movie is about bored employees ensuring the success of murder machines in the face of the end of the world. Well, Goddard grew up in Los Alamos, New Mexico, and said the whole town exists because it's a government lab that designs weapons. That's the only reason the town exists. Number 3. There was going to be a video game tie-in to Cabin in the Woods. It was going to be parted into Left 4 Dead series. As it was a natural fit, the characters would have fought their way through the cabin and underground. There are still Left 4 Dead monsters inside the cubes in the movie, but the studio went bankrupt, so it never got to be able to turn into a game. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. And this is the final look. I love how it turned out. Very spooky. Even spooky with the eyes open. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've ever stayed at a cabin and what your experience was. Was it really good? Was it spooky? And have you seen Cabin in the Woods? And what was your thoughts on it? I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, all the products I used in this video will be in the description box. Same with the story I said today. And all my socials. And of course, I would love if you would subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell to never miss another one of my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I have to go pack for my cabin stay. Wish me luck. Bye.